grades. I typically put all my grades into Moodle. And what I will do with my SAM activities is I just make one for each chapter. And I put the grade in, even though I don't assign all the work at one time, I will put the grade in and then just keep moving it down until I'm done. So for example, in this, let's see if I can find the week that I'm in. Okay, so we are roughly here, the 26th through the 1st. So if I go back a week, they were doing SAM activity. This is in my 112 class. They were doing activities in chapter 6. So what I will do is put chapter 6 SAM average, and I'll keep moving it down. If you turn the editing on, I should have done that first. You can move it down. So even though I'm going to have chapter 6 SAM activities due this week, the 26th through the 1st, and also the 2nd through the 8th, I will put in the average each week, and then I can just take this and drag it down. And I just move it so they can see it for each week, rather than having, like, it's just easier for me to do it that way. And then you'll see I have oral dialogue 2. They're completing that in Mylanguagelabs. If you can see, it says oral dialogue 2. You need to visit Mylanguagelabs. So every grade that I have in Mylanguagelabs, I take from Mylanguagelabs and I stick back in Moodle. So you wanted to know how to see averages. Well, I do it as separate grades. I don't give them like an overall average for Mylanguagelabs. Like, I count tests differently. Oral dialogues are weighted differently. So I'll give them a grade for each individual thing. So let's see. So what was that last week? So last week they had SAM activities due, and they had an oral dialogue. I would give grades for both of those things. I don't give grades for the extra practice, but you could do that as well. So for my oral dialogue that I'm not doing an average of, I'm just giving them a grade for that one. I just do view submissions. And then, I don't even know why I'm doing it this way, but, so here's my oral dialogue. And I'm in the same browser. I'm having some trouble with Firefox. Usually I'll have it in 2 different browsers, or I'll have 2 computers open, but I'll do something like this. And I will, put last name. So last name goes first, and then I'll just transfer the grade over. As you can see, some of mine, this class is bad. Well, they're not bad, but a lot of them just didn't do that activity. And I'll transfer the grades over. So I would click here and go 0, da 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 da. For the chapter 6, I'm not going to be able to pull them up side by side. I have to do that if I'm in 2 different browsers. But what I'll do for SAM for chapter 6, I'll do view grades instead of view submissions, and that will give me the average for all of chapter 6. So this right here is the average for all SAM activities in chapter 6, and so I will give them that average, and I just keep updating it as I assign more SAM activities. So I don't know if that helps. You can do that for your extra practice activities as well. I don't give them a grade for those, but if I wanted to, I would just do the same thing again. I would hit view grades, and that will give me the average for the chapter 6 extra practice activities, and I could give them a grade for that as well. So if you want to give them an average, I still would break it out into categories. I don't know, because we assign so many different things, I don't know that you would want to give them just a, unless you were just using SAM activities, but even still, if you were just using SAM activities, I would like look at the average, and I would probably do it chapter by chapter. If you're doing just SAM activities, I don't know if you can do it not chapter by chapter. This might be for the whole course, so if you were just doing SAM activities and you didn't break it out, then you could probably just put that average in and they just get this overarching Mylanguagelab average. So I don't know. I just showed you how I do it. If you still have questions, you might want to contact Denise or Bill and see how they do it. I know Denise is probably like me, using multiple activities and probably wanting to weight them differently. But Bill, I think, just uses it as like a homework grade, so he might just give them this average. So I'm not sure how each one does it. So I'm going to send you this, and then my advice would be to contact each of them if this doesn't help.